Searching for a romantic summer getaway? Escape with Rich Girl Summer, the new Audible original from Lily Chu. The exquisitely talented Philippa Soo, returning to narrate her 5th Lily Chu title. This time, Philippa is joined by her real-life husband, Stephen Pasquale. Set in Toronto's wealthy cottage country, aka the Hamptons of Canada, Rich Girl Summer follows the story of Valerie, a down-on-her-luck event planner posing as a socialite's long-lost daughter, while piecing together the secrets surrounding a mysterious family and falling deeper and deeper in love with the impossibly hard-to-read and infuriatingly handsome family assistant, Nico. Caught between pretending to belong and unexpectedly finding where she truly fits in, Valerie learns her summer is about to get far more complicated than she ever planned. She's in over her head and head over heels. Listen to Rich Girl Summer now on Audible. Go to audible.com/richgirlsummer.
This episode brought to you by the following patrons: Heather, Leaf Girl, Min, Jason, Madeline, Alyssa, Vixen, Laura, Jeremy with the laser eyes, Allie, Logan, Kristen, and Tia. And all the patrons want you to know you're loved, you're listened to, and you're a valuable member of this awesome Horror Virgin community. And if you want to hang out with us, do so in the Facebook group where we'll be hanging out daily.
I could stay away.
No! Oh my God.
Jake hates hearing this song. He was mad that I kept singing it, but it's stuck inside my brain grapes.
Fucking brain grapes. Sorry. What's on my mind grapes?
I was pretty proud of South Park, which is a sentence I haven't uttered in a long time.
Did you see their response page?
Yes, at Comic-Con.
Yeah, when they asked him, hey, how do you feel about the blowback about your episode? We're terribly sorry.
We're terribly sorry.
So great, guys. Well done.
Thank you for tuning into Horror Virgin. I'm Paige.
And I'm your Horror Virgin, Todd, which means I don't like scary movies, but you guys make me watch them. And this week, you guys made us watch. Actually, I guess Paige made us watch.
I did. I made you watch.
I still know what you did
last summer.
Yeah. So, Paige, was this the first time you've seen this movie?
This was.
Same.
Here's what I will argue. I think the original is underrated for what it is at the time.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Which is basically a Scream knockoff. But it's fun. It's unique in its own way. However, I did not delve more into the sequels because much like the Scream franchise, I don't appreciate the plot holes. This one is oddly not as bad.
Really?
Plot hole wise.
Really?
It's still pretty bad. But, later Scream sequels get worse. But the thing that drove me nuts about this, and I'm sure you'll agree, there is approximately 50 minutes of story in this 1 hour and 41 minute long film.
Yeah, there's a lot to this where nothing's happening.
If I had a nickel for every time Jennifer Love Hewitt is just walking around, and here's the thing, and I will give Scream its flowers, right? I know, I never, but at least in Scream, when people are just walking around, you see things that you're like, oh, is that somebody? That could be somebody.
It's more intentional. I'll say that.
It's more intentional.
Yes, I agree. Scream is more intentional.
It goes on too long. It's still a problem, but it's intentional. And in this one, it's almost like, all right, do you just want a steady cam walk around the room for 20 minutes? Like, it's just literally, there's multiple times where she walks out of a room, walks all the way around adjoining rooms and then back into the same room and then keeps walking.
Paige, they ended the movie with that. And then I guess her death?
Maybe?
Because he's there and he grabs her and snatches her up?
Well, that's the thing. In the first one, there's a stinger and like that too. But also, so in looking for some fun facts on this, also got the new one and the straight to DVD one and straight to streaming one and the TV show spoiled for me. So all I have to say to those of you who saw the new one, what? What? Are we doing that? We're doing that? Okay. But what? There's a reason it has a 38%.
That's how I feel right now because I have no idea what you're talking about.
No spoilers. What? But as I was going through, I realized okay, each one has a thing where you're like, so she's dead, right? No. And then they just never address it in the next one. So rest assured, it ain't going to get addressed. She's fine, I guess. It's a dream.
Well, I mean, if the last one had a stinger like that, too, great.
Yeah.
Great. And they do position that she has these dreams.
Yes.
So you could just pass it off as a dream. Yeah. I don't care. It didn't bother me.
I'll call it a dream.
Yeah. whatever.
Yeah, and so for this one, I'm like, I feel like this might be, and I can't verify this. I know this was made literally right after the first one, and so I think they were scrambling to get it done.
It literally was, Paige. It was the year after it.
Yes.
And man, does it feel like it, you know?
Yeah, well, because here's what I think happened, and I was not able to prove this in Fun Facts. I have no proof. However, this seems to me like someone wrote a different movie about teens getting trapped at a resort during a storm and a slasher in that context. And then they just like Control, Alt, Delete, Jennifer Love Hewitt and the Fisherman.
Yeah, I think what they did was they looked through all the animated Scooby-Doo episodes scripts and then were like, this'll work. Just put Brandy in it.
Okay, but have you seen live action Scooby-Doo?
With Freddie Prinze Jr.? Yes.
Yes.
That's where I got the joke. That's how I got there. I got there through his ascot.
It's basically the same movie, although more fun. Certainly personally prefer live action Scooby-Doo. Thanks, James Gunn, for that one. But yeah. And do I think there is potential in the premise of this movie if we divorce it from the franchise? Is there potential for this to be a very scary movie? Absolutely.
There were some moments that scared me in this.
I mean, I was not scared at all in this film, but the idea of being trapped away from home in a place you don't understand in a time of weather distress with a killer on the loose, that's a recipe for scary.
Yes, yeah. They were lured there by a trap.
Yes. A trap that I unfortunately saw too early because I was like, that's not the capital of Brazil.
Paige, can I reveal how I am a dumb American?
That you did not know?
When they say it in the movie, I was like, oh yeah, of course it's Rio de Janeiro. Yeah, of course they won. Yeah, nailed it. And then when he says it at the very end.
Brasilia.
Yeah. And then they're like, oh, it's not. And I was like, oh shit. Is it not?
Yeah, it's not.
Oh my God, I'm an idiot. But then I actually looked it up. So Rio de Janeiro was the capital until 1960.
Sure, yes.
So for more than half my life, it was Rio de Janeiro. So it's fine. I would have been right, you know.
You said 1960?
Yeah, so more than half my life, it was Rio de Janeiro.
Are you an ageless one?
Not ageless, but of an indeterminate, very old age, if you would like me to spell out the joke I made twice. I don't know what's happening right now.
I was doing the math and I was like, I don't trust him. What kind of crystals he got? Is he sleeping upside down in a cave? I don't know.
Honestly, if I'm 125, whatever I'd have to be, and my skin looked like this, and I'm not saying it looks good for my actual age, but I would be you would definitely be trying to tap my veins or whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, it reminded me when they got that answer wrong of one time when I was traveling Europe as a teenager. Someone asked somebody what the capital of Spain was because we were in the capital of Spain. And they just said, Jose Cuervo. And I was like,
wow.
That's so wrong.
Jose Cuervo was the capital until 1960. What?
I know.
Come on.
Half that guy's life.
What an idiot.
Yeah.
Jose Cuervo's an alcohol, right? That's the...
that is an alcohol.
Yeah. I know it wasn't a city, or it might also be a city.
Not only is it not a city, it is both a person but also an alcohol.
Yeah, I thought it was a person, not a city, but whatever. I don't know. I don't even drink alcohol, and I've never been to Spain. I feel like I've gotten out.
It's difficult to be wronger.
Right.
More wrongest.
Right.
Anyway, those are my first thoughts on this movie. Less walking around, more scares.
Here's how I felt about it. Honestly, Jack Black, in what I will say, is the role of a lifetime.
Born to play it.
I thought he was truly special. It was early Jack Black.
Yes.
Before someone had explained to him what the concept of acting is.
Right.
And it's almost more fun because he's not bad. He's not a bad actor. He just got so much better after this.
Right.
So you're watching someone who I think got pretty good at acting.
Yeah.
Just trying to figure it out in a performance. And I honestly
it's Mr. Show era Jack Black.
Yes.
Which is wild. Yes. Yeah.
And I kind of love that Jack Black.
Lots of singing. A lot more singing with that Jack Black, even than recent Jack Black.
Yeah. He was great. But I don't know. I felt even though I don't remember I Know What You Did Last Summer almost at all.
Sure.
I still feel like it was the same structure and almost exactly the same movie.
Yeah.
Except it just didn't take place in her hometown. You know, like,
Right.
which I thought was very funny. I don't know. The whole movie was like a Scooby-Doo episode with like whatever the heartthrobs were at the time.
Right.
And it felt like that was the effort they put into it, if that makes sense.
Yes.
But I also do feel like it's kind of fun on some level because of that. Like the fact that he has a 6-shooter, he calls it a 6-shooter.
Yes.
And then she uses it to shoot the guy, count it, 8 times.
Yep.
Like that is hilarious to me. I don't know.
I did notice that.
I don't know if it's meant to be funny, but like it is very funny. And I felt this way about the first one too. Like it's hard for me to take the villain seriously.
Yes.
Because he looks, especially in silhouette, which they do a lot of shots where you just see like his outline.
He looks like the Vandy Camp's mascot. Yes.
Paige, it looks like the lead singer for Jamiroquai is going to a Gallagher show and has tickets to the first 3 rows.
He's got the poncho.
Like, that's what it looks like to me. So, like, he's sort of silly or whatever. Like, I honestly want a picture of the guy from Jamiroquai holding the hook just side by side because I think it might actually be him.
I mean, it's entirely possible.
Who knows?
But, I mean, the furniture's too stable for that.
That is a good music video. I will.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It is great. This is absolutely a Scream ripoff because he's just Ghostface, but Ghostface has better branding.
Well, he's Ghostface. He's Mike Myers. He's Jason. Every slasher is like this. He doesn't have a knife or a machete or whatever. He's got that hook.
He's got the hook.
Yeah.
But it's a little less even, maybe a little bit Jason, but I feel like Jason has like a specific oeuvre, a specific thing that he does that we predict out of Jason. I feel like Mike Myers is just relentless and slow moving, but he's just constantly, he has no fear, he has no whatever. This guy, much like Ghostface, is moving around and it's always like revealed to be somebody. It's very much Ghostface as opposed to like Jason or Freddy or Mike Myers.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, because their persona, like Ghostface or whatever, the Doc Hand or whatever, in this one, that is almost like a nom de plume that we like pull the mask off of,
right,
making it like a Scooby-Doo episode. You're absolutely right. I understand what you're saying now. Sorry. Yes.
Right.
Absolutely right.
Yeah. But because first of all, he's, quote, the fisherman. That's the name of him as a like slasher, which...
Can we just call him Gordon's? Is that all right? Can we just call him Gordon's?
Gordon's fisherman.
Because he does kind of look like that guy.
No, Vandy stabs. But like, so it's like the branding on it's not great. The visuals on it are not great.
Disagree. First off, disagree. JK looks amazing when he fronts Jamiroquai.
Sure. But in this, needs some work. But like Ghostface is pop art. You see him, you know what to recognize. And like, it's quick. It's Ghostface. And every time I say it, I think about Ghostface Killer and I'm like, fuck yes. This, it's like the fisherman. And you're like, so he's dangerous to fish or like...
Is he coming for fish?
And he's always just kind of shadowy and just kind of like in and out of the shadows because it's like the guy and you can see that guy's face for like half the movie. So when they like reveal it and they're like, oh, Ben Willis, you're like, yeah, I know.
They said it was him.
He's been there the whole time. Like,
yeah.
Is this supposed to be a mystery? Like, it's way more of a reveal that his son is like in on it.
Oh, I saw that coming.
Same.
I wrote in my notes about midway through the movie when Freddie Prinze Jr. starts his like trek to go to the island. I was like, man, what if all the events from like the moment they get on the island was just like a Kaiser Soze moment?
Yeah.
And it is like Freddie Prinze Jr. just trying to justify why he went there to kill Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Right?
Yeah, he was like this murderer's son and I had to kill him.
Right?
The thing that complicated that was too many other people died by the end of the movie, and his dad actually is there, you know?
That's another thing with this movie that, like, again, this movie is making me credit at least original Scream with things that it does better. At least you see the kills. This movie is padding the kill count with people we don't know, and we don't see half those kills. They just find the bodies.
Man, not only do they find the bodies just disappear and reappear in like real time.
Yes.
Like we see Jack Black's body in like 4 locations, it feels like.
Oh my God, yes, all over.
The fisherman or whatever, I'm just going to call him Captain Hook. Is that okay?
Yes,
Can we just call
perfect.
him Captain Hook? That's a way better name. It's a good thing no one's ever used that before.
He's a hooker, Todd.
So Captain Hooker is like just moving bodies to random different locations, hoping people will like stumble upon them again. That's crazy.
Well, and here's the thing. I think the movie tries to imply that his son is helping him.
Sure.
But the problem with that, and this is where the plot holes come in, this is the same problem Scream has, is that the movie wants to have it both ways. It takes more than one person to do what's happening, but then they also want to have the other person be more of a surprise. So they're in too many scenes for you to be like, hey, wait a second, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's the same problem, basically, in this movie.
I also had this thought while watching the movie that I like the front desk guy. Like, okay,
yeah.
Let me explain it this way, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if Clint Howard is a rough draft of like Ron Howard.
Yes.
Then the hotel manager guy
yes.
has like a crumpled up Xerox of Clint. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely.
Like he looks like he's in the Howard family somewhere. He's like a copy of a copy of a Howard.
Right. It's like if Clint Howard did his 23andMe and is like, you've got a half brother.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they'd be like, Andy, what was Ron Howard's dad's name? And the Andy Griffith Show. It was Andy. I was right.
It wasn't.
Andy out here banging people in the town over. And now we got Bobo Clint Howard over here.
I know that I've seen that actor in other things.
Oh, me too. He's definitely like a who's that guy.
Yes.
Because you've seen him in other things. But he does look like he's a Howard. His name is Jeffrey Combs. I just looked it up.
Okay.
In fact, oh my God, he was Herbert in Reanimator.
What? Oh my God.
He's Reanimator.
Well, there you go. Answered for you.
I honestly love that moment for the listeners because I know they've been yelling for the past 5 minutes that like, do they not know it's the Reanimator guy? And you know what, guys? I did not, but I do now.
There you go. I'm trying to think of what else I've seen him in that's not that.
The Reanimator 2, maybe?
No.
He was in 32 episodes of Deep Space Nine, too. So, like, it could have been that.
Oh, that's definitely where I saw that guy.
Yeah.
That's definitely it. But yeah, he does look like a bonus Howard.
Yes,
for sure. It's in the mouth. It's the, like, chin. Yeah. The extra Howard, super rude to them when they get there.
Yeah. Paige, before we get into it,
I
gotta say, if you told me that we were gonna go to an abandoned island where the only thing to do for entertainment is karaoke, I would run to the plane. Are you kidding me? That sounds like the best vacation ever.
Honestly, when they were like karaoke, I was like, I could go for that.
I honestly was like, Jennifer's actually singing in that scene. Like,
she's great. She can sing.
And she is doing like, I don't think she could be like a pop star. I don't think she's that good of a singer.
She was at the time.
Yeah, but like, she's not doing it anymore.
No, because there's no money in it.
Well, sure. And I understand why, but like, she does great.
Yeah, she at the time had put out, I don't know if she ever put out an album, but at one point she had an album. She can sing. She's done like stage plays and all kinds of stuff. Like Homegirl can sing.
Like musicals?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd buy it. She does a great job.
Yes.
But it felt very true to like what it would sound like if you were at karaoke and you heard like someone who was really good at singing just at karaoke, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
Just like dicking around with their friends, which I liked a lot because it was like, not just her singing, it was her like singing and like talking and like, yeah, you like this, don't you morons, or whatever she was saying.
Yeah, you like that.
Yeah.
You like that, you bitch. Anyway.
Yeah, but Paige, maybe we should just go through this movie scene by scene.
Sure, we open on the title card with an audio flashback that is not contextualized, and if you don't remember the first movie, doesn't add anything to this one.
That is exactly how I felt. I thought to myself, I'm sure that made sense if you remembered the first one.
Right?
Yeah.
But we cut to a church where Jennifer Love Hewitt is making confession and basically recapping the events of the first movie for those of us who did not remember it.
Yes, which I appreciate a good repipe of like a sequel, like in a sequel like this, because, and this movie came out like a year after the first one did. So like people may have remembered we did the first episode years ago at this point, and we've done so many other episodes that like I cannot remember the first one at all. So I appreciated the repipe, but I figured it was a dream or something bad was going to happen because like she goes into an abandoned church at like night.
Right.
Like midnight.
Yeah.
And there's a priest there responding to her in this confessional.
Kinky.
So you already know she's in danger.
Or about to have a sexy time.
In danger.
Depending on the books you read.
Yeah, okay. I'm just talking about history books.
Sure. Yeah. Or unless you're in the Mask of Zorro, like we established on Romancing the Pod last week.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Right.
And yeah, but she confesses and he's like, yeah, I know, bitch. Like, and then hook through the confessional, and then she wakes up screaming in class. She runs out of class. A guy follows her. This is Will, who we're meeting.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's 4th of July. And I was like, why are they in school? And then they establish they're in summer school.
Yes, that's why.
Which, like, okay, I guess. Like, I'll allow it.
I mean, they do. It's in the name of the thing, Paige. Summer school.
I just meant more because I took summer school basically all through college to like pick up extra language credits and whatever. And it was never around 4th of July. That would be like the break in your semesters for summer.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I understand what you're saying.
The idea that they were like in school. But anyway, whatever.
But this movie knew its big reveal was going to be, you dumb idiots don't even know that Brazil's capital isn't Rio de Janeiro. So, like, of course we weren't going to know.
They aren't catering to the summer school crowd.
Right.
Anyway, somebody throws fireworks. There's a lot of cheap jump scares in this movie, like a dog barking or fireworks or whatever.
Yeah, those are the ones that get me, though. It sucks. I hate it.
But he basically walks her home and is like, okay, well, have fun on 4th of July. And who should be at her home? We'll talk about her home in a second. I have so many notes. Who should be at her home but Ray, Freddie Prinze Jr., who is just like, hey, are you going to come back to our town for 4th of July? And she's like, hey, no, remember all the murders? I'm not ready to go back there yet. And he's like, fine, bitch. And then like leaves.
I mean, he more or less is like, well, fuck you. I'm breaking up with you. And then leaves.
Leaves.
You know, because Freddie Prinze Jr. is the love interest and hero of the film.
Of this movie. And this is, I mean, look, he looks damn good now. I'll say it, but he looked damn good then.
There's a reason he's in this movie, Paige.
Nepotism. But also, like...
He was an attractive dude, too. It can be both things.
Yes.
Yeah.
It can be both. Two things can be true at once.
Some rich dude can be like, find me my most hot nephew.
Yes.
I'm going to make him famous.
Let's make him famous.
And then he's like, really? Nick Cage is the hottest nephew I have? Fuck it, I'll do it.
He's not. Jason Schwartzman might be the hottest nephew that guy has.
Oh, no. Compare Nick Cage at the same age as Nick Schwartzman and look at them side by side.
You mean Jason Schwartzman?
Shit, yes. Jason Schwartzman.
Actually, I'll argue that Jason Schwartzman's brother, Robert, is the hot one.
Why? Why are you bringing a brother into it, Paige?
Because he's in a cool band, and I do think he's probably the most attractive Coppola nephew.
I kind of now hate that I picked Nick Cage, even though it felt like a fun subversion, but it's because there are so many people in that family that are in showbiz because of nepotism. It's insane.
Yes, it is crazy.
Although some of them I really like Nick Cage. I get it. Nepo baby, sure. But I think he's fun. I like it.
As long as he's not doing the character he was doing in Peggy Sue Got Married, I'm into it.
I mean, yeah, that's arguably his best performance. You know, Nick Cage in the role of a lifetime. But whatever.
I mean, look, as long as he is switching faces with people or his hands are registered weapons, I'm on board.
Yeah, or he's Dracula. But let's move on.
Oh, shit. We have not done.
Saw it at Panic Fest, though.
We saw it at Panic Fest. I fucking love it.
Me too.
Love me some Nicholas Hoult. We'll do it. We'll do it soon. Anyway, she walks into what I would assume must be a house they're renting. Remember, she is a college freshman.
Yes, she is.
It is established in this movie.
Yeah, so I mean, I assumed that she just wasn't in the dorms.
Right.
Which a lot of places make you go to the dorms. Some places don't,
yes.
But a lot of places do if you're a freshman.
Yes.
But yeah, they just had an off-campus house.
It's like a house.
I went to MTSU and I had friends who had a house that was literally I could throw a rock from the campus and hit the house, you know?
I lived in a condo off campus for a while. I know this happens. The crazy thing about it for me is that whenever I have seen this, 12 people live there because it's expensive as fuck.
Oh, Paige.
Always.
The one I just talked about, I pretty much lived there for a few months.
Yeah.
On the couch. Yeah.
Yeah. There was one near school when I went to school that we called the clown car.
You called the house the clown car?
Yes.
Did the house ever get upset? That sounds like it's like calling an ox a bull.
It was just because of how many people lived there at any one given time. And if you asked anyone who lived there how many people lived there, they'd be like, I don't know. They did not know. And it was like, who's the landlord? And they were like, I don't know. Like, I just dropped my check in this hole or whatever.
Well, I'm sorry. Pause for a second. Were they renting a house from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Like, why were they dropping a check in a hole?
Possibly. A slot, probably. But the part that I had a problem with is, first of all, we established that this college is in Boston somewhere.
Boston, Massachusetts, baby. Yeah.
Boston, Massachusetts. They just say it offhand. Which, while definitely cheaper than Southern California, not like crazy cheap, right?
No, it's, I would assume, pretty expensive.
It's just her and Brandy in a house bigger than the house I'm in now.
Yes.
Bigger than the house I had to grow up and buy with my big girl podcast money. And she wanders around the house and I was like, this is like a 4-bedroom mid-century ranch? Like, where the fuck do they live? It's madness. And it looks like they've lived there for years.
I just assumed their parents were rich.
I mean, maybe. I don't remember anything about her parents from the first movie.
Me either, and we never meet them in this, but
We never
she is
meet
pretty
them.
cavalier with like finances and stuff and doesn't have a job, so I assumed,
That is true. She doesn't have a job.
But that's not uncommon. Like, there are a lot of people who are like freshmen in college that their parents like pay their way because they're like in a place to do that.
I didn't work my first 2 years because my parents wanted me to like concentrate on school shit. But then after that, I was working.
So at 3 years old,
Yeah.
Paige got her first job,
I went to work at Pottery Barn.
right?
It was kind of weird for a toddler. They're like, toddler, what do you know about dinnerware? But like, I think for me, it's more just like, why is it not the dorms? Is that a crazy thing to say where I'm like,
Yeah, I would imagine most are the freshmen have to stay in the dorms.
right?
So
Anyway, it's a Friends sitcom level, hilariously large, impractical home.
yes.
She like lays down for a rest and then has what may be a dream, may not be a dream. She hears someone in the house. She's got a knife in her side table.
Oh, Paige.
We get a steady cam carousel around the house for 5 whole fucking minutes.
And there's some shots in this that scared me though, because 2 times you see something behind her.
Right,
And
right.
it scared me both times, and I hate it. I hate that it scared me both times.
It didn't get me at all because I was like, it's too early in the movie for this to either not be a dream or
I knew it was too early in the movie too. I know. Like, I could logically tell myself those things. Does not help.
But who should it be but Brandy?
Paige, for a second, I thought Brandy was gonna die like Armand in White Lotus season 1.
That's a very deep cut pull, but okay.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
I was like, is Brandy taking a shit in that suitcase in there?
I mean,
Sorry, if you've seen White Lotus, you know what I'm talking about.
she might be because you got to take everything to the Bahamas. It's like off the grid. So like if you're going to need it while you're there, you better pack it.
Yeah.
Fudge pack it. Anyway, Brandy's there and she's like, let me take the knife. Roommate, like, which also, how long would you live with a roommate after they like pulled a knife on you?
Okay, I don't know, man. Like, if I was trespassing in their room and I was like stealing their stuff, maybe like I would see that I might have been doing something wrong in that moment too.
Sure.
And maybe taking some ownership over that. But probably the next morning,
Yeah, right?
I would definitely move out. I would be scared of them. They almost killed me.
They almost killed you, but instead we're going to the club.
The club.
We all fam. But apparently Brandy works at this club. Do we see her doing any work? No. But they all go to the club where we meet Mekhi Phifer, aka Terrell.
You can't work all the time, baby. Like, she's just, it's her day off.
All work, no play makes Brandy a dull girl. And like they have clearly set up this scenario to try and get her together with Will, where they're like, but Will's
Yeah.
cool and he's nice. And like Ray is not here. So like, screw your freshman boyfriend that you brought from high school. It's time for a new one.
Yeah.
It's time for a new one.
Which is a common move
Yes.
when a girl goes to college or a guy goes to college. Like,
Yeah.
you like find someone who's local.
Yeah, because you're having different life experiences. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Break up with your high school sweethearts before you go to college.
Or I don't care, but like it's a common thing that happens. So, know that going in.
Yeah. But she sees the fisherman in the club.
That's when I was like, oh shit, is Jamiroquai going out after the show? Like, why is he in the club? Like, that's weird.
It is weird.
It's like virtual insanity though, because he's not actually there.
It's virtually insane. But you know who is there? Will.
Yeah.
Which is the first point at which I was like, bet that guy's one of the murderers.
Yeah.
Immediately.
He's Ben's son.
Will Benson. Yes.
Man, that reveal at the end of the movie made me feel like an asshole. I was like, oh, I guess I should have known that. Fuck me then, I guess, screenwriter. Thanks a bunch.
No.
Like, he almost looks down the barrel of the lens at you, the viewer, and it's like, Ben's son, you dumb idiot.
Yeah.
It was right there the whole time.
Here's the thing. I feel like the screenwriter could have gone 2 ways with it, where either one, they were like, ha ha, Nice. Nailing it. Screenwriter, they ain't never gonna catch you. You're like, you got all these things moving and they aren't gonna know. Or the screenwriter was like, I gotta remember to change that in a later draft.
Yeah. They were like, we'll beat it later, but I gotta keep going. I gotta hammer this out. We gotta get to lunch.
I got a deadline.
I gotta finish the draft about this Scooby-Doo episode and then the one with the Globetrotters, and then we're going to lunch.
Right. And he can't be a janitor? Shit. I gotta change that. But she wakes up at home to sounds in her apartment, which turns out to be tennis shoes in the washing machine.
Right.
Now, she and Brandy get up and the phone rings and she has this like, hey, I've got an unlisted number. How does somebody have it? And Brandy's like, whatever. I gave it to Terrell so he could call me. It's fine. But it's not Terrell on the phone. It is Magic 96.7, the 7 or whatever.
Which I thought was interesting because don't you have to call into radio shows to win shit?
Yes, you do. It's incredibly strange that they would randomly call someone at home. The only time they do that is for like Ryan's Roses and stuff.
I don't know what Ryan's Roses is.
Here's the thing. I'm going to describe it to you, and every radio station has their version of it. You have definitely encountered this called something else. It's where somebody calls in to the radio and they're like, I think my partner is cheating. I'm going to send, the radio station's going to send them flowers and say that it's from somebody else that's not their partner.
Oh, shit. Yeah. You mean Tiffany's Tulips. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've never heard of that. You've never heard of
it? This is every radio station has this. They send flowers to somebody at work or whatever. They say it's from like an admirer. And meanwhile, they're recording the whole thing. So like the courier bringing the flowers.
Oh, that's dirty.
Yes. And they like open the flowers and they're like secret admirer. And if they're like, oh, my boyfriend's so sweet, they're like, okay, they're probably not cheating because like
if their immediate assumption is that their partner got them those flowers, then yeah.
Right. Or if they're like, oh, I wonder who it was, or like, oh, it's this other person. But they'll also sometimes call the person on like a 3-way call and be like, hey, we want to send you some flowers from this person. Can we get your address? And like, here's the thing. The unrealistic part is that nobody on the phone is ever just like, the fuck? And hangs up, because that'd be me. Or I'd be like, you ain't getting my fucking address. Like, anyone who wants to send me flowers can text me about it.
You can text me some flowers.
But they'll be like, oh yeah, can you send them at work so my boyfriend doesn't know? Like, weird shit like that. And then the boyfriend's like, I'm on the line, Tabitha. Like, it's just
Tabitha's Tulips got busted again. She should have tiptoed through Tabitha's tulips
to tiptoe around in her relationship.
That was way more difficult to say than what I thought it was going to be when I heard it in my head.
It is difficult, but that's the only time I've ever heard of a radio station calling somebody without that person initiating the call.
Right, because if you think about that transaction, that dude's on the air. He says it when they answer the phone.
Right.
So he's been randomly dialing numbers in the greater Boston area until someone picked up the phone live on air.
Yeah, no, usually what it is they ask a question and then they like go to commercial or go to songs.
Yeah, like the 10th caller right now as we play Steely Dan's whatever, that whole thing. Yeah.
And then they're like, you're the 10th caller. Do you know the answer? And then if they don't, then they go on to the next caller or the next caller,
right.
Or they don't give anything away because it's only the 10th caller. So like they would have had to have like been in the queue for that to work. Yeah.
I feel like all we're doing is explaining radio to anyone born after the year 2000. Like, I haven't heard the radio in probably 15 years.
Oh, yeah. The only time I ever listen to radio ever is when I drive to work and for some reason my phone is not charged. That's the only time. And I hate it for literally the few minutes until my phone is charged enough for me to just play things off my phone.
Yeah.
That's the only time I listen to the radio. My husband listens to the radio more because he has an older car and he works in a shop and whatever.
Sure.
But like, I'm always astounded that the radio still exists. And for a brief point in time, I was listening to it on the way home. I don't remember why, but that's how I found out that in Los Angeles at 5 p.m. on the dot every day, they play What's Love with Fat Joe and Ashanti, which like, great song, love it. But I was like, every day? And I was like, they're just playing the same shit every day, all day long.
Yeah, welcome to the radio page.
Exactly. And I was like, no wonder people stopped doing this.
Yeah. I honestly stopped listening to radio when I got back from my stint as a surgeon in Korea during the war.
Right?
Yeah. There was no need to.
Right. And you were just about to find out that they were going to change the capital of Brazil. And that's the only thing you'd really need the radio for.
Exactly.
Did you ever, let me ask you, did you ever work in radio?
Me?
I worked in radio for like 3 weeks. But go ahead.
Oh, no, absolutely not. I mean, okay, so I did my friend had a college radio station show. And I was someone that we would do bits back and forth.
Sure.
And I was one of the bit callers, if that makes sense. But I was not involved in the production of the show. I was just like his friend. And he was like, hey, can you call in and we'll do this bit? You know, it was that kind of thing.
Right.
And nobody got paid. It was fucking college radio. It was just like, yeah.
Yeah, I did not make any money in my brief stint.
I mean, honestly, I think I was the only person that heard it.
Possibly. I mean, you'd be surprised how many people listen to college radio. It's more than you think. At
true.
least back in the day. Because I have a friend who has a college radio show now that people still listen to, which is
great.
Wild.
Yeah.
But when I first got to LA, signed up for this thing that was like a local radio station that would also like train you to use the machines and everything. And within a couple weeks, I was like, nobody's listening to this. iPhones exist.
Right.
And I was like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway, they don't find this weird. And this is like, I'm an overly skeptical person. I don't expect all movie characters to be my level of skeptical, but I expect them to be a regular person level of skeptical.
Oh, yeah.
And I refuse to believe that people were like, I'm sorry, who is this? Like, no questions. We'll get on a plane. Crazy.
It was super crazy. Yeah. And they there's no follow-up. It's like they just hang up the phone. We won. And then they're like calling Freddie Prinze Jr. to be like, let's go on vacation to Bahamas.
Let's go on vacation tomorrow.
Yeah. They had to go quick.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. The sun will come out tomorrow. Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Todd, I think this is how people end up on Too Hot to Handle.
Oh my God. Because that would be the perfect thing, right? It's like,
right?
Okay, you're the hottest person at your college and you're dumb enough to get kidnapped.
Yes.
This way. You're perfect for Hot to Handle. Like, let's do it.
You've been nominated for Party Island TV.
Yeah.
Bow, 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 with Mario Lopez.
With definitely Mario Lopez. And he comes out and he's like, welcome to my private island. And they're like, shut it down, guys. Shut it down. We don't need another private island scandal. We got to shut it down. This whole premise works on the mainland. We got to get it off the island.
You're all on the logs of this borrowed plane. Enjoy your time in Congress testifying. Anyway, so she calls Freddie Prinze Jr. and is like, come to the Bahamas. We can bang. And he's like, no. And then hangs up the phone and is like, but I want to marry her. And his friend is like, don't call her back. Surprise her.
Oh, yeah.
Paige, what?
All of this was so dumb and it made me hate Freddie Prinze Jr.
Sure.
His girlfriend, who he was just kind of an asshole to,
yes,
calls him with fantastic news.
He basically broke up with her.
Yeah, I legit thought they broke up too, Paige.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I guess Freddie Prinze Jr. said no to being in this movie. Or you can only have me for 3 days. You know?
No, instead he has his own movie that happens alongside the other movie.
Honestly, I would have taken sort of a buddy cop side of B plot of this movie where Freddie Prinze Jr. and Eastbound and Down's brother go on this romp trying to get to the island. But Eastbound and Down's brother dies way too soon.
Yeah. Anyway, they're having a crazy Bahama hurricane nightmare, and he's on his own road trip movie, and it's nuts.
And also dealing with the killer.
Yes.
John Hawkes, who I was calling Eastbound and Down's brother, he gets killed immediately.
Yes.
Because Freddie Prinze Jr. does throw a hissy fit with his girlfriend on the phone because he's like, how dare she win a vacation and invite me or whatever, like an idiot would. And then he hung up on her, but after saying, oh, I don't know, I'll try and make it to our vacation, whatever, nerd. And then he goes to his friend and is like, but I want to marry her, and shows him this 1 carat, he mentions it later, ring.
Right, which is a lot.
That's $4,000 to $6,000. I looked it up.
I mean, here's the thing: that ring is way more than 1 carat size wise, but the movie needs it to be big to show up on camera.
Yeah,
1 carat's significantly smaller. But also explore non-diamond options for your engagement and wedding rings. Just putting it out there. They look fucking dope.
Yeah, honestly, I love it. Or like lab-grown diamonds. Like, it's awesome.
Or lab-grown.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have morganite on mine, which means it's pink. Love it.
Nice. I thought that was like a level I might get to in the cult I was born in, but it's not. It's not. It just sounds like it's a Mormonite. Never mind.
Yeah, no. Morganites are the ones where you have to wear like the pink pajamas under your clothes.
They're called garments, Paige.
Garments.
Yeah.
Anyway, they start driving and they come upon a crash in the road with a body just in the road. And he's like, PTSD. He goes to check out the body. It's a mannequin. And he's like, no, and turns around and Hook Guy is killing the guy in the car. Now, we know, I guess this is the night before, so this technically works.
It is the night before, but they would have had to have immediately gotten on a plane. You know, and actually this has got to be the dad.
Yes.
Because Will is like going to be going out with them, like as a guest on the trip. So yeah.
Right, because the next morning, they have not heard from Freddie Prinze Jr., in part because...
Yeah, his friend got murdered.
Yeah, his friend got murdered. The killer chases him with a car. He kind of tumbles down a ravine. They crash the car. He will wake up in the hospital momentarily. However, we cut to the next morning, and Jennifer Love Hewitt is like, I've left 4 messages and he has not responded. Which, by the way, and this is because this is early cell phones.
Yeah, it's like 1998, so it is early cell phones. Like, they existed, but it was early days.
Because if you did that now, either A, you're broken up, or we're forming a search party.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
But it is like, it's a very different time pre-cell phones, right? Because like, people would leave your front door and you would not see or hear from them again until they got home or whatever.
Right.
And that was so normal. And now it just feels so weird to not be able to get a hold of Natalie. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, and I think of it this way too, of like, even like a text message or something of, you know, hey, just checking in. Do you think you're going to be able to make it or whatever?
Right. Exactly. Like those small micro communications that you still get, right? Yeah, 100%.
Right.
It changes, like it changes relationships in a fun, weird way.
Yes.
Not bad necessarily, but like it is fun to see movies from the time before that.
Right. Because she doesn't know who he is. So Terrell and Will show up. And like now Will is going to be their 4th, which we will, when they get to the hotel, we'll talk about it. I'd be pissed if my friends did this to me.
I think it's a dick move, man, to bring Will.
Yes.
Like they know I'm still with Freddie Prinze Jr., even though he treats me like shit or whatever. But that's no reason to set me up in a situation where I might cheat on my boyfriend or whatever.
Well, not even that. You've put me in a situation where I have to stay in a room with someone that I am not in a relationship with.
Yes.
That's not safe.
No, it's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know Will. His dad might be a murderer.
His dad might be a murderer. You never know. We don't know about his family.
Right.
We don't know about his people. Anyway, he's a nervous flyer. But they do get to the island and then take a boat to the private island. So they like land in like Nassau and then like get on another boat to the other island, which does, when they first go up the like dock with the huts, it looks like Bora Bora. There's like a real famous resort there that I look at online all the time, and I'm like, someday.
You're like, one day you'll be mine.
One day I'll be rich enough to lay in the sea hammocks.
One day I'll sit on my back patio and look down through my balcony and see fish.
It's okay, but that is what it's the like, they've got the sea nets.
I know. I'm sure I know what you're talking about. You not having said anything about what it looks like because you said Bora Bora, because I also go look at those.
Yeah.
And I'm like, one day.
Todd, it's not that expensive. It's actually more expensive to get there than it is to stay there. But someday, if we have enough air miles.
Does Southwest go there?
No, I don't think so.
Damn you, Southwest.
I know.
Take me to Bora Bora.
I would love to go to Bora Bora. I have a friend who went there on her honeymoon and was like, it was incredible. I was like, I bet it fucking was.
That's when I stopped talking to her.
Anyway, so they get on a boat. Mekhi Phifer don't do well on the boat. Understand. Same. I would have to be pretty much unconscious for that portion of the journey.
Yeah, it's not like a cruise boat, you know, that's so big that like sometimes you can't really even feel it. But like this is a boat where you're going to feel it at any speed, at any level of waves. You know, you're going to feel it.
I'm bad on cruise ships, so I would need to be comatose.
Mekhi Phifer looks like he's bad on cruise ships too.
yeah. You will need to put me under to get there. Just give me like the propofol from the dentist and then wake me up when we get there.
Right.
Anyway, they get there. The porter meets them on the dock, or one of the porters. We'll meet two. Estes is the other one who kind of sticks around.
Yeah, this is Derek.
And this is literally the movie just introducing us to a handful of people so they can kill them 15 minutes later. We learn nothing more about them.
Right. Although we do know, because I think Derek speaks in sort of like a Jamaican-ish accent. And then when he talks to somebody else, he like is just straight up an American accent. And I was like, man, I love that Derek knows what's for sale here. He's like, I'm working for tips.
Yep.
And I want to be like a very helpful, very good person at my job. But like, I want to be what they expect when they're here.
100%.
And he's like, I'm doing it for the money. I love it.
Get that back.
Yeah.
We also meet Jack Black as the local drug dealer.
He seems like he's employed by the resort.
I think he is.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
He's like the quote cruise director for the resort.
Yeah. So the island is private. The only thing that's there is the resort.
Right.
He lives on the island.
I know.
And like everyone knows him and knows that he's around and knows that he's growing weed and stuff. I started to think that yes, he was maybe employed by the resort.
It might be his resort, Paige.
Who knows? Because you're not hardcore till you live hardcore.
I mean, and he does in this movie come up out of the water and then light an aggressively wet joint.
I lost my mind. I was like, that joint is ruined.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do after this because I don't have to be anywhere tomorrow.
You're going to go take a swim with a joint?
Yeah, I'm going to get joints real, real wet and then light them up and see what happens.
Not much.
Not much. The maid won't talk to them. The guy at the front desk is kind of dismissive and has a murderous dog that will appear nowhere else in this film.
I know. It was like for a cheap jump scare. That did get me. And then we never see that dog again. Although I honestly am glad they didn't kill the dog or anything, or they didn't have to kill the dog. So like, that's fine. But like, why even have it if you're just going to use it for a cheap jump scare?
Yeah. And what we're finding out as they're kind of going through and meeting all these people and checking in is that this is the last day of their season.
Right.
And then it's storm season, so nobody's there. It's off season and they can't even get off the island.
Right.
They're stuck there, which to me was like, why would you book anybody?
Paige, here's what I thought it was initially. Look, man, there's like this resort on an island in the Bahamas. It's the only thing on that island, and they just really have a hard time finding caretakers for the winter season that no one goes out there.
Right.
So they have to like trick people into coming out there, and then they leave them like The Shining.
Yes.
And then it became like a Shining kind of movie, but that's not what it is. But I'm here for that.
Yeah, I would be here for that if Lana the Cone rolled out and was just like, the game commences in 5 minutes. And they just also can't have sex because that's the reality Mekhi Phifer's character is living in this film.
I do love that like my premise is like a horror movie premise. And then Paige was just like, yeah, but what if they could like fuck though?
Oh, no, they can't fuck. That's why the cone is there. Or else it costs them money. And they don't want to owe Netflix money. Papa Netflix gonna collect.
That's how Chloe got her knees broken.
That's how Chloe got her knees broken. That's how Nick Lachey is putting his kids through college. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just destroying people's lives.
Yeah.
But we gotta move on. We gotta get back on track.
We gotta. So they are in the honeymoon suites 201 and 202, although we will find out later that 201 was also the site of a murder back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't think it doesn't actually make a difference as far as the story, but we do find that out later.
Well, I think it lets them know why they were in those rooms and also why those rooms haven't been used in a while. But it doesn't really matter. Like the bad thing doesn't happen in the room or anything. And there's nothing from the initial murder in the room still, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's nothing.
The whole thing is just bringing them here and killing them here because, they're technically in international waters. So they could just go back to the U.S. after murdering Jennifer Love Hewitt and all of these people and get away scot-free.
And then run for president and win. And then when you're like, hey, did you know Island Guy? They're like, why are people so stuck on Island Guy? I know that there's pictures and videos of me hanging out with Island Guy, but I didn't know him that well. You can't prove it.
Why does it seem like you sent him a hook for his 50th birthday that you signed?
Yeah, no, I found this note that you got from him where he's got like a hook in a boob. And that seems like a pretty personal doodle from you to him. And I know you said you don't doodle, but we have a lot of proof of you doodling hooks.
But you do be doodling though, dude.
You do be doodling. You do be doodling.
You do be doodling, dude. Sounds like a scat from a very fun jazz song.
Doobie
But we
doodling.
gotta move on. We gotta move on.
Anyway, they split up into the rooms, and Brandy and Terrell take one room, and Jennifer Love Hewitt, has to be in the other room with Will, which again, don't do this to your friends.
No, it's a really shitty thing to do. They don't really know each other all that well.
This is how people get assaulted. Yes, this is bad.
He does offer to sleep on the couch, which I thought was like,
Sure.
you know, the lie you're gonna tell.
Yeah.
But like, it does seem like he's like gentlemanly. I say that now because we know ultimately he's in on it and is at least an accessory to murder. He probably does some of the murders, but we can't see because he's dressed like the lead singer from Jamiroquai.
True. And also, the movie does not establish a way for him to have done that because he's with them while the murders are happening.
Well, with a lot of them, in the last run of murders,
He does do
he's not
Estes.
around. Yeah.
He's not around in the last.
Yeah.
But almost everyone is dead except for Estes and the bartender at that point.
True.
So like, anyway, meanwhile, we cut to the hospital where it turns out that like Freddie Prinze Jr. has ended up in the hospital, but he uses it as a moment to escape. Instead of like, I guess he gives his report to the police and they don't believe him and he's like, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
We cut back to the resort where they go to this empty bar and Jennifer Esposito is the bartender serving them drinks and acting kind of suspicious, but then it doesn't pan out at all.
I honestly thought at one point this was going to be like everyone on the island was in on it
Right.
and gonna kill them.
Yes.
Because Reanimator guy, he like is a dick to them from Jump Street.
Right. And here's the thing. I am here for that movie.
What, Reanimator?
Oh, I mean, yeah, but no, like a resort movie of like,
Oh, yeah.
the entire resort is out to kill you.
Yeah.
Anyway, I, for a moment, thought that the bartender was going to be the second person in on it. Where like we have a killer and then there's
Oh, sure,
clearly an
yeah.
accomplice.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe it was her. It turns out to not be. Whatever.
But that's when I knew that the bartender was going to die, though, because like you can't have two Jennifers in a movie.
Right.
And you already got Jennifer Love Hewitt, and she's the star from the first one. So like Esposito gotta Esposito go.
Exactly. And Jennifer Love Hewitt is about to turn on the karaoke machine and sing I Will Survive. So we know she's going to live.
Right? Even though the lyrics do change to I still know what you did last summer.
Right. Which is also because like the bartender glares and I was like, she was in on it.
I know, right? I do wonder, like, did the guy like, oh man, wouldn't it be funny if she like picked this song? Why don't we like change the lyrics, like go in there and like text edit the file for this or whatever? Like that, and like how long did that take? Like why would like the level of detail the dad and son, Ben's son, go through?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Crazy.
I'm just like impressed by their dedication to the craft.
Yes, but she goes back to the room where there is a letter saying, I still know what you did. I'm pretty sure Will placed this, and Will is immediately behind her because it's his room. He can get in and out of it at any time.
The note said surprise.
Oh, yeah, surprise.
And that's why he has flowers.
Yes.
And he like confesses his love for her, which I actually kind of like that this movie like does kind of set him up as a friend zone, quote, friend zone person, you know?
Right.
But, and they are friends, like they are cordial to each other or whatever. But I do feel like he just hasn't communicated those feelings with her. So at this moment, I
Right.
was like, well, she's still dating somebody, so that's not great. But at least he's like being honest about his feelings.
Right. But approaching it in a respectful way, except that he's the killer.
Right. Or at least his dad is.
Right.
Yeah.
I think he kills at least one person.
I do think so too, but I don't know that we have any confirmation of that.
He kills Estes. We know he kills Estes.
That's right. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyway, we overhear Brandy and Terrell in the next room jumping on the bed, and they decide that they're going to go down to the jacuzzi to hook up in the jacuzzi because nobody is there.
Yeah, Brandy literally says, I spent $100 on a new bathing suit and I'm going to wear it even if it's just so you can pull it off of me.
Yep.
And Terrell was like, okay. He was like immediately on board. Like if Natalie said that to me, I would be like, well, do we have to go to the hot tub? Can we just like stay in here? Like it's like, I realize that there's nobody out there because it's like an abandoned Shining, but like in a tropical location. But like we could just do that here too.
We could. That is mostly why I buy bathing suits. I own many bikinis, have swum in very few of them. Just
Yeah.
I don't get opportunities as much.
Honestly, most bikinis were Like, they were bought not to be swum in, but to be pulled to the side.
Yes, 100%. Or to be stripped in, you know.
Either way.
Either way. Meanwhile, we cut down to the docks, and Derek, the other porter, is trying to tie up the boats and get everything ready.
Yeah.
And he encounters Jack Black, who is like, hey, let's go to the mainland. He's like, bro, there's a storm. We can't get across. And Jack Black's like, all right, and wanders off. And literally in the time it takes him to just wander up the dock, Derek gets hooked, like, to death.
Oh, yeah.
And Jack Black, like, hears it and is like, what? And doesn't notice anything. He literally could not be out of ice line at that point.
No, he literally is in eyesight of the killer and is just like smoking. He's just super high. That's the problem with Jack Black. That and the dreadlocks. But other than that, he's great. Role of a lifetime for Jack Black, honestly.
What I needed is a, oh no, like the stoner alarm of like, oh fuck, I'll find a Band-Aid, bro. Like, that's what I want. But no, in the movie, it portrays it as if he did not see it. He just missed it. And you're like,
yeah,
impossible. Anyway, he did. Meanwhile, Freddie Prinze Jr. starts calling the hotel. No one answers. We will find out that the phones are about to go down anyway.
Yeah, because of the storm, apparently. Although they're the only place on the island. Like, they could have just like cut the phone line and are just blaming it on the storm.
Who knows? But
yeah.
The housekeeping is trying to kind of wrap up and clean up the last few rooms because it's implied that the people we're following are the only guests.
Yeah, it's like Jurassic Park. Like, they're leaving on the next helicopter route or whatever, you know?
Yes.
So they're like trying to get their shit done and get packed up to go home, probably.
Yeah, it's the last day of The Shining, basically, or
yes.
the day before they leave people.
Yeah.
But the housekeeper knocks on one door. Who should be inside it? Hook man. And I do think it's wild that he like hooks the housekeeping lady and then carries her on the hook down the hallway, which is pretty wild.
I know, it was cool. Yeah, it was cool.
Meanwhile, down at the jacuzzi, who should roll up to Brandy and Mekhi Phifer but Jack Black with a very wet joint?
I did love that he like literally orbs up out of the water from nowhere.
Right.
And they're in the hot tub section and he's in the pool.
Surrounded by candles, which like, do you think they put the candles out or do you think the resort did?
Paige, I definitely think they did. There's no one working at the resort really. Like everyone's clocked out and they're waiting for the morning to go home, you know?
Yeah.
So like, no, I don't think they did. I think that Brandy set those up because I don't think Mekhi Phifer did it.
Yeah.
He also, okay, when the scene starts, it starts because she asks, have you seen my hair tie? Where's my hair tie?
Mm-hmm.
And he gets like butthurt about it because he's like, why are we talking about your hair tie and not making out? And I've never been in like a situation like this where it's like just me and the lady and like, she's like, hey, where's my hair tie? And it not gone to like a really fun place after that.
Right. The reason you want a hair tie.
So like Mekhi Phifer, just calm down and help her find the hair tie, bro.
Right. Yeah. Hair tie means it's about to get like,
oh, shit's about to blow down. You know what I'm saying?
She about to put in some work, so she needs to get her hair out her face. Like, yeah, come on.
Exactly. Honestly, the hair tie's for you so you can see the show. Like, that's the whole, yeah.
Yeah. But while they're talking about it and looking for the hair tie, which we'll come back later, Will joins them in the hot tub and they're like, come the fuck on. Nothing is going to happen in this hot tub now because everyone is there.
Right.
Meanwhile, Jennifer Love Hewitt is in the shower. She thinks she hears Will. Her toothbrush is missing, but it's the fisherman and she opens the closet and it is Derek's body and she runs to tell people.
Yes.
Now, moments later, everyone is back in the room and that body and any sign that it was ever there and the blood is gone.
Wait, Paige, how could that be? He just killed the housekeeper.
Aww. This is something that happens in the first movie too, where there's like that body in the trunk full of crabs and then all of it's gone. And I was like, the smell at least would still be there.
And there were 1,000 crabs back there. Like there's too many variables.
Yes.
Like you could not do that. And this is one of those because he's like bleeding everywhere.
Everywhere, yes.
Like his blood would be in the carpet for weeks. Like you'd have to just replace the carpet.
It's hardwood floor because she notices the drops before she but even still it would stain the hardwood floor.
Yes.
So like
it gives it such a nice like coat.
Cherry.
Come on.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like a nice burgundy haze on your hardwoods. Oh.
Yeah.
That's why I only buy true crime homes.
Yeah, right? You want it haunted because you know what? Who doesn't need a roommate, right? Charge them rent. But this is where they're like, hey, we went off the island. And the entire hotel staff is like, ain't no off the island. Like, not for days,
Right.
unfortunately. You're going to have to survive until the Coast Guard can get here or whatever.
Yeah, it's basically a blink twice. Like, this is where it is. This is where we're staying.
Right. But this is where they're like trying to figure out who is left that they have not found dead at this point.
Yes.
Or actually not quite yet, because they know the porter is dead, but that's about it.
And it's really only Jennifer that knows he's dead.
Right, because no one else believes her.
Yeah, because everyone is like, what are you talking about? You're just like, you're having PTSD because it's been a year or whatever. Like, it's
Right.
fine. Everybody's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
We cut to Estes, who was the porter who delivered their luggage.
Yeah, he's like the older porter.
He's the older porter, and this movie is doing a very insensitive, like, it's voodoo, air quotes,
Yeah.
in this movie, where they're just like, put a bunch of crosses and candles in there and see what happens.
Hey, hand me the rubber chicken and make it look a little bit better. And then all the candles we could find.
Right. And as many chicken feet as you could buy at 99 Ranch Market.
Where were those candles from the hot tub scene shoot?
Just move them in here.
Yeah.
Should they be black candles? No. We don't have time to get more candles. Just move the outside candles inside.
They would definitely get candles from Bed Bath & Beyond for this. Like, for sure.
Yeah. I was just waiting for one of them to like be a Yankee candle of just like cookies and cream, whatever. Anyway, we then cut to Jack Black where he's growing weed in his shack, home, apartment. Who's to say? He's about to huff on that bong.
Yes.
And a hook stabs his hand, implying that he is then murdered.
Okay, hang on one second. This is a very comical kill because
Yes.
his hand gets stabbed, so he's stuck in like the counter or whatever.
Right.
And then the fisherman, Mr. Hook, Captain Hook, reaches back for like an axe, and Jack Black is like, no, not that. And then he reaches further back and gets like big like garden shears, and he's like, no, don't do that. It was like like an audience like laugh-o-meter kind of
Right,
thing.
right.
Like he really didn't want the shears.
Right. I mean,
And that's what he gets killed with.
Yeah, exactly. But we cut back to the mainland. I would assume somewhere between Boston and Miami.
Yeah, we don't really know. But it's like the only time we see Freddie Prinze Jr. until we see him on the island. And it's at a pawn shop where he is selling the ring.
Right, because we do see him on the bus and everything. But
Oh, yeah. But that's where he's going.
he's selling the ring to that guy from Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, it is him.
He basically just trades it for a gun. And he's like, there's a waiting period. He's like, I'm not waiting.
Well, a gun and $300.
He doesn't get the $300 because the guy's like, the gun is worth $300 alone. He's like, then just give me the gun.
What?
Make sure it's loaded. Yes. So they just trade.
What?
Yes.
Paige, how did he have money for a flight?
He doesn't take a flight. He goes on a bus, which is a timing problem within the film.
Hang on one second. He took a bus to the Bahamas?
He took a bus to Miami, Florida, and then he gets the boat in Miami.
Okay. That boat guy lives in the Bahamas and is docked in the Bahamas.
Sure.
They go to the Bahamas, get on that guy's boat.
Yes,
and
they
then
do.
go to the island.
Yes, that is correct.
So they want me, an adult man, to think he took a bus to the Bahamas?
So the bus goes to Miami. The movie clearly says Miami. He takes the bus to Miami.
So it's just his twin brother. Like, I know he lives in the Bahamas. Like, you can't roll up on this dude specifically, Freddie Prinze, by bus from Boston.
Except that when he walks into that guy's office, in the background of that guy's office, it says Miami. So we know that that man is in Miami at that time. He shouldn't be. The movie has forgotten where that man lives and is docked.
Son of a... Wait, hang on.
Yes.
I feel like I'm about to be an expert witness at a true crime trial.
I know, I get
it. He exists in two separate locations at the same time.
Yes.
And that's nuts. Okay, we'll just have to move on. But I want to point out that that's insane, right? Am I insane for realizing that?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
You are correct. I had this same problem watching it.
Okay.
I also have a timing problem because the time it would take for him to be on that bus and get to Miami, then from Miami via boat, get to the Bahamas, and then further to this private island, that's like 2 days to get there. And they don't survive for 2 days on this island. They basically have like one crazy night and he somehow makes it in time.
He's dedicated.
Yeah, but you're right. The movie depicts that man using his boat to take them from Nassau in the Bahamas to out in this island. Now, fun fact, I have taken a cruise from Florida to the Bahamas, and it takes you a day to even get out there. Like, maybe his small boat is faster. I'll accept that. But like, it's not just like an easy, like, it takes time.
I literally just went on a Disney cruise to Nassau. Like, we got on it, like, I think we left the dock at like 3:30.
Right.
And we got there the next morning. Like, I woke up and was like going to breakfast, and I could see us starting to dock.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, that was my experience as well.
So it's like I don't know, like at least 16-hour cruise?
And admittedly, cruise ships do move slower. I will accept that, right?
Sure, yeah.
But it's not like it's 15 minutes. Like, it's a whole thing. And the movie, we'll get to it when we get to it, but the bus ride alone would have been a day.
He has to fly everywhere or it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. It does not work.
Yeah.
Anyway, hurricane, they're battening down the hatches. But the next morning, because they all slept in one bed, they decide to get up. Why didn't he start killing them the night before while they were asleep?
I don't know. He could have come in there while they were asleep and killed them all.
I think he's just killing time until Freddie Prinze Jr. gets there in the script. Either way.
Definitely.
They go to the gym.
Yeah.
And this is where Jennifer Love Hewitt ends up laying in the tanning bed. This does predate Final Destination 3.
Does it?
So they did this first.
Okay.
Yes. By about 8 years.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Nice.
They did it first. But as Brandy is working out, she hears the dryer going, like the industrial dryer for the hotel, and is like, oh man, like how many shoes are in there? And opens it up, and it is what? The housekeeper.
Yeah.
She screams and goes running.
Yeah. And at this point, like everyone on the island runs around realizing that Jennifer wasn't making it up. Like,
right.
The housekeeping at this resort is next level good. Like, they're so good, guys.
So good. But Terrell and Will go to find Jack Black because they're like, we got to calm these girls down. Like, we got to get some weed. And he's super dead.
Yes.
They go running. They run into Brandy. Everyone's like, oh my God, so many dead bodies. Meanwhile, the fisherman just walked into the room where Jennifer Love Hewitt was in the tanning bed and zip ties the tanning bed closed.
I know. He doesn't want to kill her in this moment when she's completely vulnerable and could easily be killed. He's just like, I'm going to mess with her.
Yeah, I'm going to mess with her. Meanwhile, everyone else is running around. They find the like front desk guy with a machete in his head and then just leave. And I'm like, take the machete.
Right?
Take it. Like, clearly you need it. Right?
Yes. I mean, we've seen dead bodies at this point. I'm taking it with me. Yes.
Right. But they get Jennifer Love Hewitt out because it's just a zip tie. They get her out.
Yeah, they have to like break it with something, but yeah, it's fine.
But all of them are like, okay, so what the fuck? And she's like, it's the guy. They're definitely coming to kill me. We got to figure out what's going on. They're like, well, we haven't seen that one porter. That's like the one body we haven't seen. Nobody remembers the bartender because that's also a body we haven't seen.
That's true. But she's still alive, technically. Esposito?
Right.
Yes.
Yes. Now, meanwhile, we do cut to Freddie Prinze Jr. on a bus landing in Miami. Now, it is possible.
Paige, you can't land a bus in Miami. What are you,
you know
GTA
what I mean.
5?
Ending his bus journey in Miami. If he flies to the Bahamas to meet up with the other boat guy so that makes any kind of sense, we don't see it on screen. It does not occur. So it definitely implies that for some reason that man is in Miami. It makes way more sense for him to fly to the Bahamas, not on screen, and also probably impossible given the storm.
Yes. Like, I don't think any of that this is possible. By the way, Paige, if you wanted to take a bus from Boston to Miami, you could, but it would take 1 day and 13 hours at the swiftest.
At the swiftest. And here's the thing. Might he have been closer than Boston? Yes, but not significantly closer enough to reduce that time by any measure. Like, it would still take at least a day, if not a day and a half, as you have just described, right?
Yeah.
It's impossible. And all of this is happening while everyone on the island has only been there. They had like one night. They've now found all the bodies. It's the next day. He started his journey the night before.
I know. It's crazy.
It's impossible. Anyway, they go to Estes' room, and this is where they find everything: her toothbrush, her hair tie, his necklace, his chain, and all of the religious items that he is using in his practicing. And they're like, oh shit, he's definitely the murderer.
Right.
Which is like, or not, like there's no murder weapons here or whatever. But they go running and immediately run into him. Rather, they run out into kind of the lobby. Will and Tyrell run to go look for help and for weapons. Jennifer Love Hewitt and Brandy stay in the lobby, and this is where they run into Estes, and he just says, Brasilia is the capital of Brazil, not Rio. Basically being like, you are here under false pretenses.
Yes.
I have known it, and I was trying to protect you with the spells or whatever I was doing.
Yeah, with what they call voodoo in the movie.
Right.
With that. He was trying to be helpful in the way he knows to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's like, I know who you're looking for. He's over in the orchards in the woods. I'll take you there.
I can take you to him, yeah.
But and this is all additional backstory for this character that was not in the first movie that is basically just being made up now, where he's like, he used to work at the hotel, he had 2 kids, he killed his wife, and then they disappeared, within the story implying they went to the United States.
Right.
But now he's back. So, meanwhile, at the docks, and again, this is either in the Bahamas, and we have not seen him take a flight, or B, Miami, and it makes no sense.
I mean, I'm going to choose to just assume he took a flight and we didn't see it.
We didn't see
That's the only way it makes sense to me, and I'm not going to hang up on it. So, let's just go. That's what happened. We're moving through it.
Here's the thing. In theory, if this was accurate, this would be happening a day after everyone's already dead. But, fine.
Yeah, wouldn't that be funny, though? He, shows up, everyone's dead. Yeah.
Everyone's dead. He gets blamed. Anyway, he's like, I'm not looking for a weather report. I'm looking for a boat. It's implied he gets the boat.
Well, because he's holding the guy, he takes him hostage, more or less. Yeah.
With the gun. Yeah. We cut back to Estes telling the story in the graveyard, because there's a graveyard on the island.
Yeah.
And on the gravestone, it says Julie James, July 4th, basically you gonna die, except that it's definitely no longer July 4th.
No, it's at least the 5th or 6th, right?
Right? Right?
Yeah. I also love that, when the graveyard scene happens, it does the exact same beat from the first one where she's like, I'm right here, come and get me, with her arms out.
I'm right here. I'm here. Come and get me. I'm here.
I call it are you not entertained? She did it in the first movie too.
Yeah.
But it's the same beat more or less.
It is.
And I was like, they know what they're doing. They're sticking to the formula.
For me, it's the Predator. It's the come here. I'm here.
Yeah.
Come and get me. I'm here.
This is her version of that. Yeah.
Yes. And they're like, well, we can't get off the island, so then we fight. And Estes is like, I'm going to catch up with y'all later. I have my own things to do. We will find out that he's trying to get into a boat to get off the island.
Yeah.
But Will follows him, and he recognizes Will and tries to hit him with the oar. The movie tries to make us think
that he's the killer.
That this is him still being the killer.
Yeah.
But it's because he knows who the killer is, and that's why he is.
Yeah, he's trying to protect them, honestly.
Yeah.
He's just a good he's a good guy.
A good dude that sadly gets murdered by Will.
Yeah.
Anyway, they all go back to the hotel for no reason because this movie cannot decide where anything is and just is like, yeah, I guess have them go back inside. No, let's go outside. No, let's go back inside. Let's go outside again. They just don't. So they go back inside. They go to the pantry where they find who? The bartender.
Right.
And this is actually my favorite kill of the movie because in the kitchen, they're just like, what do we fucking do? And Mekhi Phifer just goes I'm tired, I'm fucking horny, and I haven't seen any psycho killers hook through the chest.
I know. I was like, qu'est-ce que c'est?
Oh.
And he does die. He dies immediately because hooked through the chest.
He gets dragged up into the stove vent.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
He got taken someone sprinkled some sprinkle dust, some twinkle dust on him or whatever. He floated away.
Yeah. But they run into the attic of the hotel.
Every hotel has an attic, Paige, please. And they all look like they're the attic from Seventh Heaven or some shit.
My favorite, though, is they're running over the beams of the attic. And she's like, this looks right down into my room. And I'm like, did you notice there were windows that went to nowhere in your room, ma'am? This is impossible. What are you talking about? You would definitely see those because they are glass windows. And we know they are because they fall through them.
I know. It's like they're on a greenhouse, Paige.
Yes. And it's so either there would have had to have been a mirror on the ceiling that you fell through. We know there isn't. We've seen that room.
Right.
Or a window that you just fell through, but the window would look into what? The attic, so there's nothing up there? It is impossible. This is so crazy.
Is this the one where that Brandy falls through?
Yes, into the room.
And it's wild though, because she like steps onto the glass that is the roof or whatever.
That's next.
Oh, okay.
That's after. She falls through 2 glass ceilings.
Man, if that's not a metaphor, what is
Ooh.
it? Come on.
She falls into this room with not ghost-faced Vandy stabs, and like they run out onto the balcony. And like she jumps over as he swipes, and as she jumps off that balcony, she lands on the roof of the greenhouse.
Yes, and this is the one where she
falls through.
Yeah, she like steps out and like you see it crack with just 1 foot. And then she puts like all of her damn body weight on it.
Yes!
And like she didn't know she was about to fall through that glass ceiling. Like she misspelled Jehovah.
Yeah, yes. Only the penitent man will pass across the greenhouse.
I was like, of course it starts with an I. Have you not seen The Last Crusade?
Yeah, right.
But it's like you knew that was going to happen. Like you saw it crack when you just put 1 foot on it. Why'd you put both feet on it?
There's also metal bars. Like there's holding the panes of glass. She could have walked on those and doesn't.
No, she does not.
She does not.
She just falls through it again.
She falls through it. She gets up. She's okay. But, you know, the killer has already made his way around and she can't get out that door. And the other door is locked where her friends are. So they manage to break the window of that door and like drag her through.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's a fun little beat. Yeah.
Yes. But they get inside, and who should they find? Or they're still kind of outside, but making their way back inside, which makes no sense because the killer was inside, but whatever.
Right.
They run into Will, who seems to be bleeding from a wound in his abdomen. So Jennifer Love Hewitt is like, I'll help you. You guys go find first aid. And she's like, hey, there's blood everywhere, but I can't find a wound. And he's like, it's not my blood. It's not my blood, Julie. What's your favorite radio station?
Yeah, this is where he reveals that he's the bad guy.
He's the bad guy. They do find Estes bleeding out. The bartender gets crushed by Estes, who has like a harpoon. And then they just like the fisherman comes and like pushes it through to stab the bartender, 2 for 1.
Yeah.
And then Will drags Julie outside out to the graveyard for some reason. Meanwhile, Brandy gets like, she kind of has a thing with the killer, but like we think maybe she's dead, but she's not. She has kind of gotten away. And then the killer shows up in the graveyard. Who else should show up but Ray? Physically impossible.
Right?
Yes.
But he does.
He does. And thus ensues a way too long try to break down how this works. It does not.
Right.
Fight scene in which Ben Willis hooks his own son on accident.
Oh, yeah. But let's get there first because, Paige, Freddie Prinze Jr. walks in like a badass in the rain with a gun.
Yes.
And is like about to shoot the main dude. And he's like, you won't do it. You're too scared to do it or whatever.
Right.
And then he pulls the trigger, revealing that he did not load the gun.
Right.
He's had the gun for at least a day and a half.
Yep.
At least.
At least.
And he has not loaded the gun.
Even though he asked the guy at the pawn shop to load it.
He literally said load it, which means they didn't, and he didn't realize that. So, like, does she have bullets on her? Where do the bullets that kill him come from? Why are there 8 of them?
Did it just misfire? Did it jam? And there were bullets in it, but like it just jammed? Either way, there still wouldn't be 8. It's a 6-shooter.
Right? They call it that.
Yes.
And you can see it. Like, it is that.
It is that. But yes, the fisherman accidentally hooks his own son. Jennifer Love Hewitt ends up with the gun because Ray and Will have been fighting. She shoots the fisherman 8 times.
Yes, because she's gotta be better than Loomis. I get it.
I get it. But then we cut to them walking back to the resort the next morning where Brandy turns out to be alive and the Coast Guard is there via helicopter, I assume called by the guy that Freddie Prinze Jr. stole the boat from.
I assume so as well, which I think like ultimately he would probably be okay with. I think like
Yes.
if I was like kidnapped for my boat and ended up like having brought the guy to the island that stopped everybody from getting murdered, I'd be like,
Right.
okay, I understand.
We'll drop charges.
Yes,
Yeah.
I probably would, as long as I wasn't hurt or anything, you know, like,
Right.
yeah, I get it. That's probably what was best, and you knew and I didn't, sorry.
Yes. But we cut to home
Yes.
sometime later where Jennifer Love Hewitt and Ray, aka Freddie Prinze Jr., are living together. He's getting ready for bed. She's getting ready for bed. She hears something. She walks around the house full 2 times.
Yes. Yeah. It's so long to go for a stinger.
So
like
long.
there's nothing happening in the scene between them, like at all, really. It just shows that they're still a couple and they kind of live together, or at least he
Right.
stays over a lot, like whatever. Like they're a couple. Great. But then the walking around building to the like, okay, we know what's going to happen. It's just like so long to get there. Like she takes 2 laps around the house. It's crazy.
Yes. And then, of course, as she stands there about to get into bed, a hook comes out and drags her out of frame. And that's the movie.
So having seen the movie, having talked about the movie, what did you think about I Still Know What You Did Last Summer?
The logic problems are a problem because what?
Yeah.
Like, it's funny to talk about where we're just like, this is so impossible. This is crazy.
But I kind of feel like I kind of made a joke about this, about the Ron Howard actor,
Right.
like the way that the guy from Animator looks like that. But I do feel like this is kind of a carbon copy of the Scream movies. And they're just like doing their best, man. And they're not quite as good as Wes Craven is at it.
Right.
But they're doing a good, fun job. And I think they know how to like make it fun. And they do a good job of that. And that's fine. Like I get that lane, and those movies can be fun to watch. So I didn't hate watching the movie, but I understand why people are like, yeah, they're not the best, because they're not, but they're fun.
Yeah. I don't need to watch this one again.
I definitely think the first one's better, but this one's worth watching.
I think the first one is kind of underrated, to be honest, because like it kind of lives in Scream's shadow, and I think it is kind of fun of it in its own way. But this one, no. Yeah.
Well, Paige, do you have any fun facts for us?
I do.
Well, hit us with your fun facts. Summer
I still know fun facts.
I still know fun facts is great. I love that.
Due to the negative critical reaction to the film upon its release, Freddie Prinze Jr. has admitted since that he has never seen this movie.
Oh, come on. We should make him watch it. Come on, Freddie.
Well, apparently in March 2024, so fairly recently.
Yeah, it's last year.
Yeah, he watched it for his own horror podcast. That was pretty scary. A horror podcast advertised on which horror podcast? Our horror podcast.
Yep.
And admitted that he found it entertaining. Here's the thing. If you're willing to make fun of it, it's pretty entertaining because it's so bad.
If you're like not the kind of guy that can't laugh at yourself, like that would be a hard watch. But I kind of get the vibe that Freddie Prinze Jr. is a guy that can laugh at himself.
I feel like I'm going to go listen to that now after we talked about it and just see if he has the same concerns with the timing and the locations, because that to me is glaring. But
yeah, I'm sure his concerns with the timing and locations were like, I hate being like third on the call sheet. I got to get up at 5:30 and be at this like whatever. Like he didn't care about the movie. Like he was getting paid, baby. Like I wouldn't care either. I'd be like, I'll say whatever you want. Let's have fun. I
might, and this is just because of my background as a writer, have questions.
Oh yeah, because you'd want to make the best movie possible. But I was like, if Freddie Prinze Jr. was like 20 something, I'd be like, hell yeah, I'm on a movie set. Let's have fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so scheduling conflicts with Dawson's Creek, The Faculty, Halloween H2O 20 years later, which is the next Halloween we have to do.
Get to do, Paige. How dare you? That we get to do.
People do love H2O.
Who doesn't love Mommy Lee Curtis? Come on.
Come on. And also gearing up to direct Teaching Mrs. Tingle meant that Kevin Williamson could not write the screenplay for this film and for Scream 3, which is also hilariously bad, despite having written their predecessors.
Parker Posey in that movie is a vision. I just love it.
But that could explain the harsh departure. A lot of people are excited that Kevin Williamson is coming back for the upcoming Scream. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I have hopes.
I don't. But that's just me.
I know, but listen, I don't necessarily disagree with your criticisms for the Scream franchise, but I kind of hope any new iteration of a movie series is good. Like, I want it to be good. Yeah, like
that's true. I would love for it to be good.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
I'm hopeful, and Kevin Williamson's done some good. He's done some good stuff, man. Like of
course,
he's hit it out of the park before, so hopefully he'll do it again.
Yeah. I am actually more optimistic that his inclusion will make the future Scream better than bringing back other character actors will.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Yeah. I know that there's a lot of people want to like do the fan service and bring people back, but like, yeah, I kind of agree.
I feel like there are two sets of nostalgia coming back to the new Scream, and one of them might actually make a good movie, and the other one will be there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the teaser trailer for this movie included a psychiatrist counseling Julie, telling her that there is no man with a hook before the killer bursts through a mirror and kills the psychiatrist. Now, I suspect this was probably a dream.
I assume dream sequence, but I love that dream sequence. That's fun.
Right?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That feels very Freddy, like Freddy Krueger to me, and I'm here for that. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's maybe part of why, like, I think you could go way campier with this.
I would love that. Yeah.
And it would be really fun, and I would love that.
Yeah.
Anyway, in the script, Nancy, the bartender's character description is, quote, Nancy looks just like Jennifer Esposito.
And Jennifer Esposito was like, hey, I'm right here. You can just hire me.
Well, and usually, okay, so like this happens sometimes in screenplays where as a screenwriter, you can do this a few different ways, but a lot of time.
I've seen people write in like Jack Black type.
Yes.
Or something like that. You know, not looks exactly like Jennifer Esposito.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a funny way to do it.
You're supposed to, if you have comparisons, include them. So I have somebody like, think a Bruce Campbell type.
Yeah.
In, or whatever. And a lot of times, sometimes that person's available. Like if they're still alive and of the age to do the role, and they'll usually just call that person first. So this actually happens more than you think it would, where somebody, even just a side character is like, yeah, it's definitely kind of like a Walton Goggins kind of guy. And then they get Walton Goggins, awesome.
Because Walton's doing that 3-year thing where he says yes to everything, it seems. And honestly, hits every one of them out of the park.
Love it.
Like that dude's having a run that is like well-deserved because it's all really good work. But it's like he's at a very high level right now. And I'm very proud of him.
There will come a payday. Hallelujah.
I know.
What a payday.
I know. Like I do think back on his character from that show. And I'm like, I'm so happy for Uncle Bobby Billy.
Yep. Jennifer Love Hewitt, Freddie Prinze Jr., and Muse Watson are the only actors to reprise their roles from the previous film. Sarah Michelle Gellar does appear as Helen Shivers via photograph.
Oh, yeah, that's the photograph. I was like, who's in the photograph? Like, why is she longingly looking at a woman in her bedside photograph?
I'm not going to spoil anything, but in the new one, they do something similar, but way less tasteful. And like, when I saw what it was, I was like, I'm sorry. Are we okay? Shit. All right.
I can't wait.
Nuts. Mekhi Phifer also appeared as, quote, the boy in the music video for Brandy's song, The Boy Is Mine. Very, very famous.
Yeah. Okay.
Which she did as a duet with Monica the same year. They are about to go on tour together this year. So everything goes around, comes back around.
Apparently.
Jennifer Love Hewitt did sing live for the karaoke scene.
You could tell. And it's good.
Yeah.
It's really good. Yeah.
It's good. The role of Carla was originally intended and described within the script as a white girl until Brandy auditioned and won the role. And remember, she lived through this one. So canonically in the franchise, she is still alive. This is Jack Black's first horror movie.
Yeah, it's also uncredited.
Uncredited?
I noticed that. I was like, damn, he is not, like, if you go to his IMDb, you will not see this movie.
Yep. Now, okay, this is a weird note. They don't do this as often with scripts anymore. They used to do it a lot more. Previously, you could publish scripts as books, and I don't mean as a novel. I mean like buy a bound copy of the script at a bookstore of movies that did well. One of the most recent ones to actually sell well that necessitated being published that way was Inglourious Bastards, which includes the omitted scenes. But this script was also published, but it was edited to be in young adult format that left in all of the descriptions of violence but took out the swearing.
Oh my God.
Hilarious.
It's hilarious if you picture all the main characters as VeggieTale vegetables.
There you go. The director of the original, Jim Gillespie, spoke out about this movie saying, quote, I thought it wasn't the right story. I didn't like the premise. It kind of killed it a bit. They had a chance to do something a bit different, and for me, it didn't work.
Okay, yeah. Sounds a bit pretentious for what I think is almost a perfect movie, but whatever. She shoots him 8 times with a 6-shooter. What more do you want?
What do you think? We'll end on this one. While the film is set in the Bahamas, it was actually shot at El Tecuan Marina Resort, Coastal Agri in Jalisco, Mexico.
Okay.
It was also, for anything they could not shoot on location at the resort in Mexico, it was shot in Los Angeles, California, at the Sony Pictures lot in Culver City and Culver Studios. And those are your fun facts.
Well, thank you for those fun facts, Paige. Let's talk a wee little bit about box office. So what do you think the production budget was for I Still Know What You Did Last Summer in 1998?
I actually know, so I have to recuse myself.
Okay, then I'll just tell you. The budget was $24 million, which is not nothing, guys. That's like a $47.5-ish million today. The movie came out the weekend of November 13th, 1998, and it was number 2 the weekend it came out. It was beat by The Waterboy, that was in its second week out, but was still number 1 that week. Number 2 was obviously I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Number 3 was Meet Joe Black. Number 4 was The Siege. And number 5 was Ants with a Z. Oof. And what do you think I Still Know What You Did Last Summer made in its opening weekend, Paige?
I feel like this probably made about $9 million.
It did quite a bit better, Paige. It made
Okay.
$16.5 million. And again, it was a $24 million budget, which again, isn't nothing. But to make almost all of that back in your opening weekend is pretty good. Now, Paige, this movie was out for 15 weeks total. It was number 5 in its second week, but it was never again in the top 5, and then fell to 7th in its third and 9th in its 4th week, and then was out of the top 10 for the remaining 10 weeks it was in, because it was in 15 weeks total. But what do you think it made domestic? And this is worldwide because it did not get an international release, but what do you think it made in the domestic box office?
I'm going to say this comes in right around 47.
Yeah, it was right at $40 million is what it came in at. And if you adjust that for inflation, that's right around, it's close to $80 million. It's $79.1 million. Is what that made. Now, this did not quite do as well as I Know What You Did Last Summer, which they made for $17 million, so a little bit less, but it went on to make $125.2 million worldwide. So it did quite a bit better than this movie. Anyway, Paige, that's your box office. Do you want to hit us with that scary scale?
Sure. Our scary scale is a scale of how scary we found the film today, with 1 being Ghostbusters and 10 being Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Todd.
I'm going to give it a 2. It was very not scary, but they are a lot of the jump scares that do get me. So if those kind of things don't bother you specifically, it'll be a 1. It's not a scary movie.
Yeah.
It's like if you added jump scares to a Scooby-Doo movie or a Scooby-Doo episode. That's what those would be like.
Yeah. And I'm going to give it a 1 personally.
Yeah.
It didn't scare me. And that's your scary scale.
Yeah, so this week, Paige, you made us watch I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. What are you going to make us watch next week as we continue our sort of back to school / summer months?
It's kind of like back to school teen horror, where horror involving teens. Now, in looking through that, we have done a lot of them.
Yeah, we've done The Faculty. We've done a lot of that kind of stuff.
We've done The Faculty. We've done a lot of it. But one that we have not done is Fear, starring Mark Wahlberg and Reese Witherspoon from 1996.
The only thing I know about this movie is that she gets finger blasted on a roller coaster. So in my mind, I'm confused as to why we're not doing this one on Romancing the Pod.
Sure.
But I'm assuming it goes to a dark place.
It goes to a very dark place.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I have not seen this, although I do think it'll be fun to see a young Marky Mark being a villain.
Oh, and he is terrifying. And this is classified as horror action. So if anyone wants to come for me, it is classified as horror.
Boom.
But Fear.
All right, so your homework for next week is to watch Fear and then report back for that episode.
Hey, do you have any reviews for us, Todd?
I do. This week, I'm going to read a Spotify comment from our most recent What Lies Beneath episode. And there were a few that were more or less, Clark Gregg is a writer?
Yes.
We had a few comments that were like that.
Yes, yeah. Clark Gregg wrote that movie.
And then we had, I'll say probably 30% of all the comments were Willy's Wonderland related. Everyone was like, yay, Willy's Wonderland won, no longer a bridesmaid. So I appreciated all those comments, but I'm going to read Mag's, who says, for the record, I have several tarot decks, only one gifted. The gifted deck is spooky accurate every time. Shrug. Anyway, love the episode. Love you guys. Never stop being amazing. Heart emoji. So Mag, thank you so much for creeping me out even more about the gifted tarot deck being more accurate than the ungifted tarot decks. And then for listening, we appreciate it. And if you want to have me read your Spotify comment or 5-star Apple review, leave us one of those things and I'll do just that. So guys, if you like this show but want to hear Paige and I talk about romantic comedies or just regular romantic movies, check out our other podcast, some might call it a sister podcast, called Romancing the Pod, where we do just that weekly. It's a lot like this show, but for romance and romantic comedies, because Paige doesn't like them. So we make her watch them, just like you guys make me watch horror over here. But if you want to follow me, I am at Todd J. Awesome on all the social media. Paige is at Rampage Wesley on Instagram?
Yes, and TikTok.
And just Paige Wesley on Twitter, because you got that before some CEO lady and she wanted it, but you wouldn't give it back, and I respect you for that.
Refuse.
Also, Paige
Suck it, other Paige Wesley.
Paige is also on another podcast. It's great. You should check it out. It's called Cult Podcast with Armando Torres, who is a wonderful person. And guys, we got a P.O. box. So if you want to send us some love letters or whatever you might send to a P.O. box, it's actually not a P.O. box. It's like a regular street address. It's pretty awesome. It's 6688 Nolensville Road, number 108-34, Brentwood, Tennessee 37027. So send us some stuff. And if you want to support this show, go to Patreon at patreon.com/horrorvirgin, where there are a lot of great levels and a lot of great things. We do the Patreon shout-outs at the beginning of every episode. We do listener requests, stuff like that, bonus episodes. So you'll be getting all of that content, plus episodes a day early with no ads, and who doesn't love that? So sign up for the Patreon and get a lot of great stuff.
And that's going to be it for us, you guys. I'm Paige.
And I'm your horror virgin, Todd.
Keep it ooky spooky.
Yeah. Have an amazing week, guys. Bye! Freddie Prinze Jr. breaks up with the woman he's about to ask to marry him at the beginning of this movie, nerds!